Good evening, everyone. My name is Reagan Carson, and today I'm going to be solving a break-in and attack crime, and this is Creation of Crime Scene Part 3. So for summarization of the plot and crime, the victim of this crime was Sarah Johnson. She is 19 years old, a female, brown hair, 5'4", and 126 pounds. She was found in her room, unconscious, covered in scraps, bloody, but not dead. Sarah did not get a good look at her attacker. She remembers closing her window, vaguely remembers that the suspect fled out the window, and the location is at her home in her bedroom. The type of crime that this is a break-in followed by an attack. And the key questions we have here is who and why. Initial walkthrough and findings. Some observations was that the entry was from the bedroom window. Blood stains were found on the bed. Bedroom was messy. There was a trash can knocked over. The bedroom window was left open. The bedroom is on ground level, so it was an easy exit for the suspect. Fibers were found by window, and a footprint was found outside the window, approximately 5 inches across and 10 inches long. It was also a Keen brand shoe and was very worn down. Initial walkthrough and findings. The position of the victim. She was in her bed, unconscious, bloody, scraps found on her, but not dead. Bloodstains on the bed were splattered. Bloodstains were on the bed and splattered. Estimated time of attack was around 10 p.m. From the rough sketch analysis, I was able to see that the address is 2213 Green Hill Avenue, Pittsburgh, PA 15237. It was dark out and rainy. On the map, you could see bloodstains were found on the bed, a footprint found outside the window, and fibers found outside the window. The first piece of evidence is a footprint that was found outside the window. It was approximately 5 inches across and 10 inches long. An impression was collected with molding materials. The shoe was a Keen brand shoe, about a size 5 and worn down. Suspect number 1 shoes were Asics. Suspect number 2 shoes were a Keen pair of shoes, well worn, and the measurements were 5 inches by 10 inches, matched the outside print of the window. Useful evidence 2 was fibers found. The fibers were small, white thread and about 2 inches long, found by the window. Fibers were compared to the fibers of the suspect's clothing, collected within a small paper envelope and then placed into another envelope to secure it. Fiber found at the scene of the crime is spun yarn made out of cotton. The TPI is 2, soft and light elastic. Suspect number 2 was wearing a knitted sweater made of cotton yarn, the TPI of 2, and it is soft, light, and elastic. Evidence 3 was bloodstains. Bloodstains were found on the bed, near the pillow, and on the top of the headboard, both active and transfer bloodstains. Active bloodstains were found splattered on the headboard. Transfer bloodstains were found soaked in the bed. Photos were taken of the bloodstains and documented. Splatter patterns indicate that the victim was on the bed when attacked. The weapon flung blood from the victim to the headboard of the bed. So the main players and witnesses of this crime scene, suspect number 1, Garrett Smith. He is 20 years old, male, brown hair, 6'2", and 184 pounds. He is Sarah's boyfriend and has occasionally been seeing Sarah sneaking around at school. Garrett was in Sarah's room talking about some stuff with her and left to go back to the party. When he almost was back to the party, he heard an attack and rushed back to Sarah's room where he saw her unconscious in bed, then screamed for help. Suspect number 2 is Peter Sullivan. He's 19 years old, male, dark brown hair, 6 foot, 167 pounds. He follows Sarah around school even if they aren't in the same class, and is jealous of Garrett and his relationship to Sarah. Peter says he had left the party around 9 p.m. and then went back around 10:10 because he forgot something at the victim's house. He was just about to leave when suspect number 1 started calling for help. The final conclusions I have is who committed the crime. I'm going to say it was suspect number 2, Peter Sullivan. Evidence that supports this is the footprint found outside the window matches the suspect's shoe size and brand, and fibers found match suspect's clothing. Other witnesses have stated that they have seen Peter following Sarah around school. So his motive would be an obsession with Sarah and a little bit of jealousy, a lot of jealousy with Sarah and Garrett. He wishes he could be with Sarah just how Garrett is. The opportunity is it was at a party, probably lots of loud noise, lots of people, and a perfect timing when Sarah and Garrett were arguing. Alternative suspects eliminated. Suspect 2 is eliminated because he was the one that called for help, and Sarah, when she gave her statement, she does not believe that it could be her boyfriend.